It's virtually impossible to call. It really is. It's impossible to call. All comes down to nerve, skill, goalkeepers. Just getting back to your point, I don't think it's a disaster if you take David Raya off, because he already knows that your Mikel Arteta's #1. It just maybe reinforces the fact that he thinks Ramsdale's better at saving penalties on him. So, but anyway, he's not made that decision. So, whoa, the nerves now. And nerves within this place as well.
So talk to me about the nerves then. If you're Conceição, I mean, you're playing with house money to this point because you were supposed to lose to Arsenal. They were supposed to be the better team. Despite the lead, you were supposed to come here and go out. They've got to penalties. He must be saying to his players now, go and make yourself a hero. All the pressure from this point is on the Arsenal players, surely.
Without doubt. The Fletch, Conceição would deny it after the game, right? He'd deny it after the game. And if you had offered him penalties before the game, I'm telling you, he bites your hand off. Of course he won't say that. He'll say, I've got belief in my team to go and do this, go and do that. And his team have done very, very well. And you can also argue, like I mentioned earlier, his team had actually lost one great goal.
Look at that, Ali. They're down there now, looking at the screen, looking at the tendencies, I'm sure, giving all the information they possibly can at this stage to David Raya, making sure he knows what he's doing. The same's happening with Diogo Costa. What about this for a statistic, by the way? The Porto goalkeeper has saved 4 penalties in the Champions League in his career, and he's saved 3 of them. Wow. He sat down there pondering who's going to do what.
Yeah.
Sat on the box like Bielsa used to do when he was the Leeds manager, and he's thinking, who goes first, who goes third, who's taking the last one, which 5 can I rely on?
I think he should take one himself. I mean, the one thing we can say, Dan, what a tie it's been. It's been a brilliant tie. Tactically, skill-wise, defensively. You've got to say both sides defensively have been excellent.
What do you say in those huddles now? What are you saying to each other at a time like this?
All you're saying, you're staying together, you're focused, you want your goalkeeper clearly to do well, and the guys that are taking the penalty kicks, do not change your mind. He's just saying you've got to believe in one another. You've got yourself in a position which I reckon you were taken before the game.
So they will toss the coin and they'll find out first which end the penalties are going to be taken, and then they will find out who's going to go first. From an Arsenal standpoint, I mentioned the great numbers for the Porto goalkeeper. Arsenal have been perfect from the penalty spot this season. 9 out of 9 in normal time, and then 4 out of 4 in the Community Shield shootout win against Manchester City. So there'll be a lot of confidence in the Arsenal group coming into this situation, and that's lovely, isn't it? 2 men who have been toe-to-toe. A warm hug from Pepe to Odegaard.
Yeah, brilliant. Obviously know each other very, very well.
So that's the end it's going to be at. Now who goes first and who goes second? They're going to go first, Arsenal. You want to get your nose in front, Ali, don't you?
Yeah. Correct decision. He must have won both tosses in, Odegaard, didn't he?
If you're an Arsenal fan and you're going through the ringer, we feel for you. But this is something that will make you feel better. Under Mikel Arteta, they've won 3 of their 4 penalty shootouts, Arsenal. The only defeat, though, was in the last 16 of the Europa League last season against Sporting Lisbon.
I mean, it's proper drama, isn't it?
Well, the 2 goalkeepers on their way down. One is going to be a hero tonight. We just don't know which at this stage. And they'll just get those instructions now to make. The referee's going to be telling them, look, if you come off your line, it'll be a retake. He's just going through the rules for them. Of course, they've heard it a million times before, but you've just got to reiterate it at a time like this. What an atmosphere in here.
Yeah, absolutely jumping.
Do you know what? I wish we could show you some of the faces of the people directly behind us. They're trying their best to smile and look like they're okay, but they're not.
Yeah.
So the captain's going to go first, Martin Ødegaard.
I mean, the boy behind me is kidding on, he's enjoying it.
This is what captains do, Ali. He's scored a couple of penalties this season in normal time in games, and he scored in the Community Shield against Manchester City. So Martin Ødegaard, the Arsenal captain, to take the first penalty against the Portuguese international Diogo Costa, who has a magnificent record of saving penalties in the Champions League. The Arsenal players look on. First penalty, first chance for Arsenal. And he scores emphatically. Brilliant penalty. And look at the celebration from Ødegaard.
Absolutely. What a start. Just what the doctor ordered. Costa goes one way. He whips it back across himself, Ødegaard. You kind of knew that was going to happen, didn't you?
Listen to the cacophony of boos as Pepe strides forward. Can hardly hear yourself thinking here.
Worth mentioning before he takes it, he has been excellent. Latter stages of the game and an extra time down.
Brazilian international up against David Raya. Some can't watch. Little stutter. Great penalty. Very similar in the way they both went about it, Ødegaard and Pepe. Same result, 1-1.
Yeah, it's the exact same penalty, isn't it?
So Kai Havertz is next. He's converted the only penalty that he's taken this season. And he's in fantastic goal-scoring form in the Premier League, and he's also a man who's won a Champions League final as a Chelsea player against Manchester City back in 2021. Arteta looks on. Havertz against Costa. The Germans always score the penalties, and he doesn't let Arsenal down.
I think that's where I was going wrong during my career. That wee shuffle they do. That's the three of them did that wee shuffle there. Again, just back across where he came from. Goalkeeper goes one way. Very confident execution. So
now the responsibility falls to Wendell, who over the course of the two legs has been outstanding against Bukayo Saka.
It's hope from here. I think he saves it onto the post. Difficult angle for us to see. He strikes it well enough. He goes down to his left hand side. Or does it come off the post and come back off David Raya?
He's got a brilliant save.
He gets a hand on it. You know something, it's a brilliant save, and he probably deserves his little bit of luck that it doesn't come back off the post and hit him. Now this is the one you need to score.
This is for daylight. Saka doesn't miss. Short run up. Buries it. Absolutely buries it. And Bukayo Saka delivers when Arsenal need it.
Without doubt. Again, wonderful execution. I think Costa is in 2 minds. He gets caught flat-footed, thinks about it and then stays, doesn't go. Hits the target, a bit of daylight. We're just about getting to the stage, can't miss.
He's scored more penalties than anybody for Arsenal this season, Bukayo Saka, so Arteta knew that he could rely on it. Now the substitute, Grujic. Boos ringing around the Emirates. Raya waits, big moment. Got his hands to it, but can't keep it out.
What
so
an
close
effort.
to saving another one.
What an effort, Fletch. I think he gets a big hand to that, and he didn't really have any right to. guesses the right way. Oh, he gets his right fingertips to it. Just the power that beats him.
So now it's Declan Rice to put Arsenal into a very, very strong position in the shootout. It's the first time he's taken a penalty as an Arsenal player. Ice in his veins, the hint of a smile, and Arsenal lead 4-2 in the shootout.
Brilliant. Great composure. Costa again dives to his left. I think it's pretty central. We've not got a great angle of it. But I'll tell you what I can tell you, it's must score now. It's must score for Galeno.
Well, they wouldn't want to be sending anybody else to the penalty spot at this point. He's scored 6 goals in 6 games coming into tonight. Scored a really good goal in a leg in the drag-out, and with rain falling here in North London, Galeno has to score to keep Porto in the Champions League. If David Raya can pull off a save here, Arsenal are through.
He's not at his best night, I can tell you that.
Saved it! David Raya saved it! Arsenal through to the quarter-finals of the Champions League. The wait is finally over. 14 years of heartbreak and frustration, but finally Arsenal are back in the quarter-finals of the Champions League. The Gunners into the Elite 8 in Europe, and who knows how much further they can go. David Raya, the hero, with 2 gigantic saves, and Arsenal, after a marathon, knock out Porto.
What a game of football. And I mean the 180 minutes, I mean the extra 30 minutes, I mean the penalties, I mean everything. What a game of football. David Raya, the hero, after one of the best ties I've seen in a long, long time.
Ali, it's been an absolute pleasure being alongside you tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. David Raya, the Arsenal hero tonight. Arsenal through after an epic last 16 tie in the Champions League. What a night, Laura.
That was absolutely incredible. The Emirates has erupted as Mikel Arteta drags his team over, gets them together, tries to split up whatever it is that's going on the pitch. But off the pitch, it doesn't matter because Arsenal have made it through to the quarter-finals of the Champions League. They've got that hoodoo off their back. They've done it in, well, not quite in style.